Greetings, all. I am StrawhatOtakuDrew, and after that break week, it's good to be back. So, here we are, gearing up for first episode 1097. We're going to check that out and then have a bit of a discussion about it, see what I think. But after that, is what we're really here for. The main event, chapter 1110, in which, well, I don't know yet. So that's what I'm really excited for. So I guess we better get on into the anime episode so we can get to that chapter, shouldn't we? So let's shut up and do this. As soon as it decides to load. The Will of Ohara, the Inherited Research. Several months after the Buster Call. Small victory. Well, all right. I enjoyed that. Nice seeing Robin. Oh, excuse me. It was nice seeing Robin learn that Saul is still alive. Um, I did notice something interesting about Dragon in the flashback on his I think it was his left leg, there was a band around the leg that looked like it had the same crosshatch pattern that he eventually gets for his tattoo. Which I never noticed that before. Bonnie passing out because of the bugs. But yeah, good episode, good adaptation for that from the manga. I'm pleased with that. I don't really know what more to say about the episode, though. It was good. Hey, we back. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. I'm trying to. The reason it's been so inactive on my channel is because my video editing software has stopped working, basically. Whenever I open up the software, there's no problems opening the software or anything like that. But as soon as I try to edit anything, as soon as I try to make any changes to any video, it completely just freezes up my laptop. I tried downloading some new editing software in its place. It seemed to download just fine, but when I went in and tried to open it, it just wouldn't open. And I actually tried like 6 different free editing software because I can't afford to pay for one. I would love to. Oh, my Discord server? Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I haven't used Discord in ages. Yeah, I need to start using the Discord server again. Nobody else ever commented on it, and I kept forgetting to post notifications of when I'm going live or new videos when they were actually coming up. So I completely forgot about it. I will try and remember to do that. Awesome. Well, I'll try and get on there probably later today. I'm actually trying to get some writing done, which is why I'm so late doing my stream today. Got a novel I'm working on that I intend to publish through Amazon. So I was working on that and kind of lost track of the time a bit, and that's why I started so late. I'd like to say it won't happen again, but it might because I'm really getting in the groove with my writing. Anyways, I get off of that, and at least until the book's done. When it's done, I'll tell you all about it and tell you all where you can get it and everything. Anyways, so yeah, good episode. I enjoyed that. If you got any questions, go ahead, fire them away. And then after we're done with any questions here, I'm going to go on into the chapter 1110. So, any questions before I do that? Any other questions? All right. Then let's get into chapter 1000, 110. As soon as I can get that tab to load. Chapter 1110, Starfall. All right, looks like we've got a continuation of the cover story started last week. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest, Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 2. I want to travel throughout Wano like Odin did. I'm glad to see the cover story continue, but I kind of hoped that Oda Sensei would take this week off from the cover story and do a special cover page to honor Toriyama Sensei. I was never huge on Dragon Ball, but I very much enjoyed it. It was one of the earlier anime that I got into. Sailor Moon got me started on anime, and there were several others that I got into right after it. The next few were Ranma 1/2, 3x3 Eyes, which is still my favorite manga of all time. I love 3x3 Eyes. Yuzo Takada is still my favorite mangaka. A handful of others. I saw Ninja Scroll, the movie of Ninja Scroll. I never have watched the series. Just a whole slew of titles that I was able to rent at a local video store. Actually, video store inside the local grocery store, a grocery store called Reese's, which if you ever pass through Oklahoma, you'll see them here and there. I don't think Reese's exists outside of Oklahoma, at least not that I'm aware of. But the Reese's video store in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, that's where I was at the time. That's where I graduated high school, class of 94. So yeah, and it was, I'm wanting to say a year, maybe two after I first got into anime that I discovered Dragon Ball. I discovered it early enough that I did stumble across the original Dragon Ball in its original 13 episode run of the original dub before Dragon Ball Z started. So I actually saw that original run of 13 episodes. And then they started Dragon Ball Z, and I was confused as fuck. It's like, wait, what? Okay, that's Goku, but Goku's a little shit. What? That something ain't right here. Who's the green guy? I was confused as fuck, and I had no idea what was going on. So I couldn't get into Dragon Ball Z at that point. It was years before I could. Honestly, I didn't get into Dragon Ball Z until the Buu arc, the Majin Buu arc. No, the Great Saiyaman. Right before the whole thing with Majin Buu and Bibbidi and the Tenkaichi Budokai at that point and everything. I got into it when Gohan was doing that idiotic Great Saiyaman shit. And I was kind of lost at that point. I had no idea why Goku was dead. Gohan was grown up. So I was even more confused because when I saw the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, I saw, okay, Goku is an adult now, and Gohan exists. He's got a kid. Goku has a kid. Wait, he married Chi Chi. Oh, God. She was so obnoxious. Why the hell would he marry her? And all that. So yeah, then jumping in with the Great Saiyaman thing with Gohan in high school, that threw me all over again. But I did catch it at the beginning of that arc. So I went ahead out of curiosity and let myself go through it. And it wasn't long after that that Funimation started doing new translations of the original Dragon Ball. So I watched the original Dragon Ball as the Funimation translation originally aired, which slowly caught me up on the story. So I got all of it after the first 13 episodes. I've seen all the way through the original Dragon Ball. And then I finally started watching Dragon Ball Z from the beginning. The thing is, I have still not seen all of Dragon Ball Z. I saw the arc with the Saiyajin. I saw the Namek arc. And I've seen... I read in the manga when Shonen Jump magazine first started in English. I read the beginning of the Android saga. Like up to, I got as far as where Cell first appeared. Oh, on TV, on Cartoon Network. I think Cartoon Network. Toonami. I was watching the Toonami version. Now, with the original Dragon Ball, when Funimation started that one, yes, I was watching it as it aired on Toonami, but I actually, that was before I was disabled. So I had a job, I had an income, and I actually was buying the DVDs, the DVD box sets of each arc. I don't know if I still have those DVDs. If so, I have the entirety of the original Dragon Ball on DVD. I'm just not sure. But with Dragon Ball Z, it was just on Toonami. It was just Cartoon Network. I never bought any DVDs of that. my mother at a few points bought some DVDs for me, but they were movies of Dragon Ball Z. I think the Dead Zone movie and World's Strongest, I think. I don't remember. There were like 3 or 4 of them that she got for me. But, oh, and I think the first Broly movie, maybe? I don't remember. I've slept since then. But, yeah, with Dragon Ball Z, for the anime I've seen, it was just on Toonami. Again, Cartoon Network. So that's why I've never seen the middle part, because I just never caught it airing. With the anime, I've seen up to the very beginning of the Android Saga. I mean, the very beginning, the first episode, where Future Trunks shows up, kills Frieza right after he reaches Earth, and tells them that the shit's about to hit the fan, basically. That I don't remember if the androids even showed up yet, but I think they were mentioned. I don't think Goku was even back on Earth yet. I don't remember for sure, but I didn't even get to Cell. I've only seen Cell in flashbacks and the later stuff, because I've also seen, like I said before, from the beginning of the stuff after Cell with. Oh, wait! I saw the Other World arc, the Other World tournament. Goku, after he died fighting Cell, he's in the Other World or something like that, and he had to go around and do shit, and then there was a tournament in the Other World and everything. I vaguely remember that. I saw that, but I never actually saw the Cell arc itself. So yeah, it was. But from where I did see after the Cell arc, I saw all the way on to the end of Dragon Ball Z, all the way up to the Tenkaichi Budokai at the end of it. When Pan was introduced, she was adorable. Gohan and Videl are perfect for each other. Videl definitely wears the pants in that family. So yeah, the reincarnation of Boo, Oob, I remember him, all that. I saw the beginning of Dragon Ball GT. Well, okay, I saw when they began airing Dragon Ball GT, because they actually didn't start from the beginning originally. I think I ultimately did see that first arc. I think they finally ran it, and I did see it. But I think I saw most of GT. I wasn't hating it like so many other fans seemed to. I mean, it was weird and awkward that Goku got turned into a kid again. I don't know why they felt that was necessary. Um, But other than that, I've found some of the stories interesting. The last story I remember, I did not get all the way through. It's when the Dragon Balls, I don't remember if it was the regular Dragon Balls or the Black Star Dragon Balls, but the dragons from the Dragon Balls were coming to life or something like that and were evil, and they had to hunt them down or something like that. It's been a while. I've slept since then. And like I said, I didn't see the entire arc, but I was interested in it. I found it intriguing. But I remember Super Android 17. I remember Baby. That, so yeah, I was actually enjoying GT. When Dragon Ball Super started, my brother actually told me that it was just straight up bad, the poor quality animation and weird story that made no sense, yada yada yada. Of course, he was never that big of a Dragon Ball fan, so because of his assessment of it, I didn't bother trying to get into it for a long time. When I heard some people online talk about it, I finally went and checked it out, and I actually enjoyed it. I'm annoyed that the anime of it stopped, even though the manga is still going. I have not yet gotten into the manga and read past where the anime stopped. I intend to at some point, but I've just got so much going on. But yeah, so even though Dragon Ball isn't one of my top series, it's something I enjoyed. So the loss of Toriyama Sensei was surprising, and I did feel it. Perhaps not as much as if it were one of my absolute favorite mangaka, like Yuzo Takada, Naoko Takeuchi, Rumiko Takahashi, but I did feel it because even before I started watching Dragon Ball, I, without even realizing it, was already a fan of Toriyama's work. Yeah, yeah, I've read the published interviews and discussions between the two of them and all that. The way Oda Sensei looked up to him, it I I absolutely get it. But like I was saying, even before getting into Dragon Ball, without realizing it, I was already a fan of Toriyama Sensei's work because all the way back when I was in junior high, I played and loved the original Dragon Quest, or I guess here in America at that point, the Dragon Warrior games. All the way back on the NES system, the Nintendo Entertainment System. I played the first three Dragon Ball games on there, or Dragon Warrior games on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And then later on the Super NES, Chrono Trigger, which is still one of my favorite games of all time. And I recently played a bit of some of the newer Dragon Quest stuff. I was messing with Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest 11S. I love that it actually lets me play classic style with the top down view and everything. So I actually did that the day that the announcement was made that Toriyama Sensei had passed. I felt like that was the day I needed to mess with Dragon Ball or Dragon Warrior again to honor him. I remember him through his work. It's just hard to believe that someone who had such an impact on the world, on entertainment, pop culture, is gone. I'm not usually affected much by the deaths of celebrities and whatnot. And it'll usually be, oh, wow, I can't believe they're gone. Huh. And then I go on about my life. But there are a few that really hit me. Michael Crichton, one of my favorite authors, author of Jurassic Park, author of Sphere, author of my favorite of his books, Timeline. Songwriter Jim Steinman wrote all of Meatloaf's best songs. Wrote amazing songs for Celine Dion with It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Bonnie Tyler with Faster Than the Speed of Night. Total Eclipse of the Heart, and he co-wrote Holding Out for a Hero for her. Wrote Making Love Out of Nothing at All for Air Supply, one of my favorite groups of all time. So yeah, Steinman was an amazing songwriter. So when he passed, it really affected me. It didn't affect me as much when Meatloaf died a year or two later. But when Steinman passed, that got me. And Toriyama Sensei is on that list. His passing affected me. So back to what originally got me off on this tangent. Even though I'm glad to see more of this cover story, I had kind of hoped that Oda Sensei would set the cover story aside this week to do some kind of special memorial to Toriyama Sensei. But it is what it is. He had no way of knowing that Toriyama Sensei was about to pass. If he had, I feel like he would have waited a couple more weeks to start the cover story. That way, he could have still done some form of tribute and not have to interrupt the cover story. With this only being the second week of the cover story, I get him not feeling right interrupting it. But all right, that was way more of a digression than I intended. I apologize. So, on with chapter 1110, Starfall. Yeah, you have reason to be worried about the others. Oh, damn. Yes, QK. Itsumare. Mercury. Funshi. Wakotsu. Soundworm. Five elders. Oh, wow. Soundworm. Go back to Arrakis. Uh, damn. Hmm. Oh, Zoro's going to love that. Yeah. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought he took Lucci's head off there. Yeah, Zoro just ended it. To be continued. Well, new chapter coming in 7 days. All right, no break next week, according to the official website. So, well, what do we got here? Let's unpack this. The Gorosei have indeed arrived. We see the empty chamber of power with a circle in the middle of the room smoking where they've departed. We hear the voiceover from Vegapunk's transmission talking about Vega coffee. One speck, and you've instantly got a nice warm coffee. You're not that big of a coffee drinker, thanks. So, got a hot chocolate? Then we cut back to Egghead, where we see Luffy momentarily lose his shit because there are suddenly 5 monsters. And we finally get the names of not only what Saturn is, but all of them. Saturn is the Gyuki. Mars is the Itsumade. Mercury is the Fengxi. Venus Juro is the Bakots. And Saint Shepherd Jupiter is a sandworm. That's like the most boring out of all of them. Take that shit back to Arrakis. But we know what they all are now. Not that I'm going to remember. My memory is shit. So I'm not going to remember all that. But it is what it is. Then we've got an amazing 2-page spread of all of them together. So, just damn. Massive and intimidating. Most of the rest of the chapter, the Gorosei break off from each other and go mow down pacifistas. I'm sure it has nothing to do with them caring about the Marines that are dying to the pacifistas so much as if the Marines are still alive, they can help work toward the destruction of Egghead and stopping the damn broadcast. Sorry. Sanji telling the others to get the hell out of there because bad news has just showed up. Apparently, Usopp managed to stop the Sunny from flying off the edge of the Labosphere. Jinbei talking about, all right, I understand how urgent things are. I'm going to drag Zoro back with me, whether he's done fighting or not. Yeah, Zoro's going to love that shit. Or would love that shit. Because once he senses how the shit is hitting the fan at this very moment, he ends shit with one last attack on Rob Lucci, just demonstrating that I was right 2 weeks ago when I reacted to 1109. He was indeed just playing with his food. It's the same ridiculous anime manga trope, just like I was talking about 2 weeks ago. He couldn't beat Rob Lucci yet because it hadn't focused on him. He an anime hero character is not allowed to go all out until the tension is at its highest. It looks like they're going to lose or they have lost. other more important stuff is happening that the hero has to deal with. Or another character is in danger. So Zoro was not allowed to win until there was a pressing issue like, oh shit, we've got all 5 Gorosei here. We about to get torn apart. We need our strongest fighters. All right, now Zoro has permission to end the fight, which he did. And then Luffy gets swallowed by the sandworm. Which one did I say the sandworm was? Jupiter? Yes, Jupiter. So the Dune reject swallows Luffy. Honestly, my first thought upon seeing that was that he was going to end up doing creative things inside the sandworm, just like he did inside Kaido. But before he gets the chance, Dory and Brogy show up and cut off the sandworm's head, letting Luffy out. So, and Luffy is thrilled to see his giant friends again. And that's the end of the chapter. So, next week, we're going to find out just how indestructible the Gorosei are. Will decapitation kill one of them? We'll see. So, my thoughts. Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense because the chapters are done a week in advance. So this week's chapter would have already been completed and probably already even printed in the magazine by the time Toriyama Sensei's death was announced. So yeah, okay. I get you. I get you. Next week, since there's not a break this week, since there's not a break next week, that's when we'll see something dedicated to Toriyama Sensei. You're right. I didn't even think about that. So good catch there. Thank you. So thoughts on this chapter? I'm glad we finally know what the Gorosei are. I find it interesting though. It specified what they are turning into, but it didn't name devil fruits. So that could add fuel to the theory that's been running around for a while that their transformation, I can't talk. Their transformations are not devil fruit based, but that they actually are yokai, monsters, demons, whatever you want to call it. The fact that it named their transformations, but not listing devil fruits, I'm sure is going to fuel that fire. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention last week, or 2 weeks ago, in the last stream, I forgot to mention how in the previous stream I had commented about Kizaru shoving the beam through Vegapunk, and how I had said at that point how, oh, I'm sure all the people that still want to be on the Kizaru bandwagon and all that are going to start talking about, oh, well, he was just cauterizing the wound trying to save his life. Damn it, I was right. There are people that were saying that. There were people saying that. I was right. I called that shit. How the hell can you still be on the Kizaru as a friend bandwagon? That bandwagon has not only stopped, that bandwagon got blowed up, burnt to the ground, and completely incinerated, obliterated, atomized. That bandwagon is gone. Kizaru is a bad guy. But so yeah, the Gorosei are here, and all hell is breaking loose. We know what they are. All 5 of them now. Identified by the names of their creatures. And we got a good moment of badassery from Dorian Brogy decapitating Jupiter's sandworm. Yeah, no, I'm not going there. No, too easy. Too easy. So, okay, I'm going there. They had to cut off just the tip. And they, oh God, Jew Peter got circumcised. Yes, that was bad. I admit it. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, no break next week according to the official website. So I will be back here then. In the meantime, I'll be working on my novel, still working on trying to get some video editor to work. My brother did download one for me, and he did manage to open the software. But I have had so much going on in my life that I haven't been able to really try to mess with it. So we shall see. Because I got to get shit up again. I have to. I will take a look at Discord later. Try to if I have time. Like I said, the main reason I had stopped messing with Discord is because I was the only one that ever was posting on there. Well, thank you for that. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy sharing my thoughts with everybody, reacting to it and for you guys and all that. Having these discussions after I do my reactions and breakdowns, just mulling it all over together. I enjoy putting together my theories and sharing all that in the videos. So it's really driving me ape shit that my editing software has gotten stupid. So I haven't been able to put up any videos in months. I hate it. I hate it. I've got at least 4 videos recorded sitting in the memory on this damned laptop that I can't do anything with. I wish I had the money to hire someone to edit the shit. I really do. If I had money, I would already have hired someone to edit these for me so I could get them up on the channel. But I'm so broke I can't afford to pay attention. So hiring an editor is out of the question. So I've got to make do with what I've got. So I cannot make any promises on when I will start uploading videos again. Only that if we get to the point where it looks like Egghead is ending imminently, and I still haven't got my editor to work, my video editing software to work, or a video editing software to work, then I will actually do streams to cover some of my theories, because there is at least one that I want to get out there before Egghead Island ends, before the next arc begins, which I have no doubt is going to be Elbaf, and I have no doubt it will start in chapter 1116. That's a very Oda Sensei thing to do, starting the Elbaf arc exactly 1,000 chapters after Elbaf was first name dropped. So, at some point before that, you can be sure that I will, in some way, present my theory about the Elbaf arc. Because I have well, the first video. All right, let's do a rundown of the videos that I have recorded, and a few of them that I have planned that are not yet recorded. The very first one is one that I actually recorded several months ago, just a few weeks after season 1 of the live action series dropped on Netflix. I recorded a video that was my assessment of the live action series and my thoughts on how season 2 should be handled. All right. My next video that I recorded was a 1-minute trailer, 1 or 2 minutes, I don't remember, but a very short trailer for a series of videos that I'm planning to make. I'm calling it the Arc Theory series, because each video in this series will be my personal theory of how I believe each of the remaining arcs of the series will play out. So, the first of those is the Elbaf arc, the next arc, beginning with the prediction that it will actually start in chapter 1116, going on through everything that I think will happen in the Elbaf arc. And a lot of it is actually very specific. Now, I do need to touch up a few things, so whenever I am able to edit, I'm going to have to do a few reshoots and all that because of new information that we've gotten in the last month or so since I've recorded it. But most of my stuff for the Elbaf arc theory is still valid, and I still think will happen. After the Elbaf arc, I believe will be the Man Marked by Flames arc. I do not think we're going to find the Man Marked by Flames at Elbaf. I think that will be an arc unto itself. That one I have not yet recorded, but I have fully scripted. I'm going to need to go touch that up before I record it because of new information. That one I think is going to change the most as a result of new developments in the Egghead arc, in the latter part of the Egghead arc. But after that one is the Laugh Tale arc. Which I also have fully scripted. Then the Void Century arc. And then culminating in the Final War arc. So 5 videos. Now, the question I've been considering lately is whether I want to redo it for 6 videos and include a video for a little epilogue arc predicting what will happen after everything. I'm thinking probably not. I'll just cover that at the end of the Final War arc video, arc theory. But I don't know. What do you think? Share your thoughts. If you're here, toss it in the chat. If you're watching this archived on my channel, then throw your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think? Should I do my theories on the epilogue of the series as a separate video within the arc theory series, or should I just tag it on to the end of the Final War arc theory? Let me know your thoughts on that. The other video that I've already filmed but not edited is a theory I came up with after I had already started putting together stuff for the arc theory series. I had already written the first 3 scripts for the arc theory series. I had already recorded the trailer for the arc theory series. at the end of Final War arc. Yeah, that's what I was leaning toward also, because it would end up a very short video and probably only 10 minutes at the very most. Because honestly, I think the epilogue is only going to end up one chapter, maybe two. I don't think this is going to end up like Nanatsu no Taizai, where we end up with 20 epilogue chapters or whatever it was. I don't even remember. It got so annoying with all of the subsequent epilogues on Nanatsu no Taizai that I kind of lost track of it and just Nanatsu no Taizai, the Seven Deadly Sins. So yeah, I don't think Oda Sensei is going to do that. Draw it out with endless epilogues. So yeah, I'm leaning toward that same solution myself. I really don't like tier list videos, so I try to avoid them. I really don't want to do a tier list video because I don't like those kind of videos myself. I mean, if you guys really want it, I'll do it for you guys, but it's not something I'm into. So let me know if you're that big on the idea. If there's enough interest, I will do a tier list of the arcs. But that's gonna need a notable amount of interest. So let me know here in the chat, in the comments, on my Discord. I am gonna go look at it at some point soon. So anybody who wants a tier list of the arcs thus far, let me know in one of those formats: chat, comments, Discord. But I do have one other video. Well, now about that, I am actually going to rewatch the series soon, reread the manga, and rewatch the live action. And of course, I'll react to the One Piece. So as I go through that, I intend to do a series of videos comparing the different versions of each arc. So, I'll do one for. I'm just going to lump Romance Dawn in with Shellstown, Romance Dawn, and the very beginning, meeting Kobe on Alvida's ship and all that. So I'll lump that in with Shellstown, and I will compare that across the different versions and give my thoughts on the arc, on how it appeared in the manga, how it was adapted in the original anime, how it was adapted in the live action, and how it ends up being adapted in the One Piece. And give my thoughts on which one I think was best, which one I think dropped the ball the most, how each one I feel should have been different, yada, yada, yada. Then I will go on and do that with Orange Town, Syrup Village, Baratier, and so on and so forth. So ultimately, I will have a video of each arc. It's going to be years in the works. But because the new versions, the live action and the One Piece, are going to be going pretty slow. I think what we're going to get is Netflix is going to alternate between the two. We got a season of the live action. They just announced the One Piece for the 25th anniversary of One Piece animation, which tells me it has to drop sometime this year. This is not something they just started. This has been in the works already, because if it wasn't dropping this year, then it's not for the 25th anniversary of One Piece animation. So this is something they've already been working on. I will tell you something that I had considered doing a video about the One Piece and my hopes and expectations from it, but I haven't even bothered to script that because my camera was already fucked up. Or not my camera, my editing software was already fucked up at that point. So I haven't even bothered to write a script for that. But my main thought on there my main thought on the One Piece. Really? That's stupid, because the whole thing is that it was supposed to be for the 25th anniversary of One Piece animation. That's stupid. If that's the case, why the hell would they even announce it at Jump Festa 2024? That is so stupid. Well, either way, however they're doing it, whenever they're doing it, my main thing that I was going to say in my video talking about the One Piece and my hopes and expectations for it actually goes back to the One Piece live action adaptation. On the live action, specifically for the Japanese release of the live action on Netflix Japan, they actually brought in the cast of the original anime to dub the characters' voices in Japanese. So, Luffy is the original anime voice of Luffy. Nami is Nami. Kappei Yamaguchi is Usopp, and so on and so forth. Everybody has their original voices in the Japanese dub of the live action series, which I think is awesome. I'm pissed at Netflix that the Japanese language track is not available in the United States. That's actually something I commented about on the video I recorded about the live action series. There's 5 or 6 different languages on there from around the world. They got a Spanish version, a French version. I think there's a German version. I think there's a fucking Portuguese version, for fuck's sake. But even though they recorded the Japanese one, they can't put it on there. Come on now. You know, us anime fans would love to be able to watch it with the voices that we've been hearing all these years. Come on. Think, Netflix. What the fuck? But make me want to do a Gibbs on Netflix, just right across the back of the head. But so yeah, for the live action, Netflix got the original Seiyu and had them record the voices for the Japanese audio track, which I think is awesome. Well, now we've got Netflix doing a new anime adaptation of the series. I want them to flip that around, and for the English dub, I want them to actually use the actors from the live action series. I want Iñaki Godoy to do the English voice of Ruffy in this new adaptation in the One Piece. I want Emily Rudd to do the voice of Nami in this new version. I want Makenyu to do the voice of Zoro in the new version. I can never remember the name of Usopp's actor. I'm sorry. Sanji. Skylar something? I can't remember. I remember Skylar because I have an ex that has a son named Skylar. But anyways, so yeah, I want these people to I want them to flip it around just like they got the original voices to dub the Japanese language track for the live action. I want the live action actors to dub the English language track for the new anime. That's what I think would be awesome. As for the Japanese voices, I don't know. I mean, it'd be weird having new voices, but since both series are going to be running concurrently, I feel like it would be a lot to ask for the Seiyu to be doing both of them at the same time, particularly since they're done by two different studios. I mean, okay, yeah, it's all the same overall studio, but it's two different studios that fall under their blanket. So I don't know that the recording would be done in the same place. So it's just a lot of work to make them do both. So for the One Piece, it might be time, even though it would piss off a lot of longtime fans that don't care about how convenient it is for the actors or anything like that. It needs to have the right people and all that bitter ass petty bullshit. It's fine. It's fine. They have lives. They need to have lives. They need to take care of themselves. They need to not overwork themselves so they can keep doing the original series that they've been doing for 25 years. So if it is too much for them to do the One Piece at the same time as doing One Piece, that's fine. I'll accept new voices. Maybe if it's not too much work, maybe one or two of them come back. Like when Sailor Moon Crystal started, Kotono Mitsuishi came back as Usagi, but everyone else was new voices. And I had no problem. I mean, even if Kotono Mitsuishi hadn't come back, I still would have watched it because I love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is a series that got me into anime in the first place. So it's up to the actors if they feel that they can do it, that they are able to work both series simultaneously. Okay. If they feel it's too much for them to do both, then don't give them hell about it. Be respectful. But we'll see. I hope that for the English dub, we get the cast from the live action doing the English voices. Yes, even Garp. Although since I want the One Piece to be a faithful adaptation, we don't need to see or hear Garp for several seasons in. The other big thing that I was going to say in my video about the One Piece is that I do want them to adapt all of the cover stories along the way as they go. So I want to see not only Mini Buggy's adventure and the Diary of Kobe Meppo, but I want to see Django's thing. I want to see Aneru's story. I want to see later on. I want to see Swamp in a Barrel's cover story, and so on and so forth. I want all of the cover stories to get adapted along the way. You hadn't thought about that? That was one of the first things I thought when I heard that they were doing a new adaptation. It was like, all right, so they're doing a new version of the anime from scratch, from the beginning. They've just had the live action, so I think it'd be really cool if for the dub we honor the original live action people. Original, I use loosely since it only just started, but we let them do their thing and give them the spot doing the dub for the new anime. I thought that would be cool. So yeah, that was one of my first thoughts when I heard there was a new anime. So yeah, I want Iñaki Godoy, Emily Rudd, Makenyu, Skylar, what's his face, and poor dude that I could never remember the name of as Usopp to reprise their roles for the One Piece. I just think that'd be cool. But so I got off on a huge tangent there. Because I was about to go into one other video that I actually have recorded. After I had put together the ideas for the Art Theory series and scripted out those and everything, well, in the middle of scripting them out, I had scripted out the first three and had started on the fourth, which is the Void Century arc. And I had something occur to me that just completely blew my fucking mind about Laugh Tale, the One Piece itself, and just all sorts of shit that is like, how the fuck did I not think of this before? And I went and watched hours of videos from all of the One Piece YouTubers I follow, from Joy Girl, from Teching, from Grand Line Review, from Dawn Dusk, from Hidden Island, from Joy Boy Theories, all of them. That's not all of them, but all of the One Piece YouTubers I follow, I went and watched hours of theories over like 5 or 6 days just to see if anybody else had gotten even close to this. And I can't find anything that has even touched on anything remotely near this. But I absolutely feel confident. I know what. Well, I don't know everything they're going to find on Laugh Tale, but I know what I know. Two main things that they're going to find on Laugh Tale. One, I already talked about in my very first One Piece theory about how I believe Luffy is going to get sent back to the Void Century. That he will find someone or something that will transport him back to the Void Century. And I still believe that. I have elaborated greatly on that to the point of I believe now that I know who will go with him, who he will travel with while he is there, many very specific events that he will be involved in while he is there, and how it's going to end, how that arc will end with him returning to the present. So that's the person or item that will transport Luffy to the Void Century is one thing I believe Luffy will find, that the Straw Hats will find on Laugh Tale. But there's one other thing that I am even more sure of, because it just fits. It fits. It's a very Oda Sensei thing to do. With the way it was alluded to, and in your face but not obvious, it I'm not revealing it until I have a way to edit that video and post it, damn it. But that idea is why I did not yet finish the script for the Void Century arc theory, because that idea occurred to me in the middle of writing it. So I stopped, spent several days watching videos from every YouTube creator I follow to see if anybody has addressed this idea before. Then I wrote a full script for that video, recorded that video, reworked the arc theory script for the Laugh Tale arc to incorporate that information into it. Although it only alludes to it, that will be more relevant when Luffy returns from the Void Century at the end of the Void Century arc and or beginning of the Final War arc. But it will actually be the most relevant at the end of the Final War arc. Yeah, I bet you're really wondering what the hell it is now. Anyways, but yeah, that I had that revelation. My head damn near exploded. And I just got so sidetracked working on that theory because I believe in it so much that I never got back to finishing out the Void Century arc theory. So I have that one recorded. The truth about Laugh Tale, or whatever I'm going to call the theory at this point. I don't know yet. But so I've got those videos ready. Or, well, not ready. they're recorded. They need to be edited. So, live action season 2 discussion, Arc Theory series trailer, Elbaf Arc Theory, and what's on Laugh Tale theory. Not the Laugh Tale Arc theory, but what's on Laugh Tale. So I've got 4 videos recorded that I need to edit. I haven't bothered to record more because I have no way to edit them at present. I know y'all probably getting sick of me saying it, but if you or anyone you know are willing to edit for me on a volunteer basis for now, it would be very much appreciated just so I can get these damned videos out and work on more. And even though I can't give anything in return right now, I can promise, and I'll put it in writing if you want, that when I reach a certain threshold of getting money from the channel, you will get paid for the work you've done. But I'm sure nobody wants to do that for me, and I can't blame them. I'm not being petty about it. I'm not going to be pissy that nobody wants to edit for me for free. If you got the talent for editing, then you want to get paid for it. Only reason anybody might want to edit for free is to get their name out there. And if anybody wants to do that, I will absolutely name you and credit you in every video. So I will help get your name out there if you want to edit for me. I know I don't have many followers, but damn it, I'll make sure every one of my followers knows your name. But anyways, so yeah, that about covers it for this week. Like I said, no break next week according to the official website. So we will be back here for chapter 1111, which I very much expect to be a Zoro chapter. Zoro-centric. Because November 11th, Zoro's birthday is only 4 days after mine. At that point, should also have episode 1098, I think it is. Oh, that sounds about right. But you guys know now what I have planned as soon as I am able to start making videos again, start getting videos posted again. Oh, the other reason anyone might edit videos for me is for practice editing if they want to ultimately make money from it, but they feel they need to get better at it and learn more about it. I'm up for my videos being your guinea pig. I don't care. I just need it edited. But anyways, I digress again. So yeah, I want to thank you all for hanging out. I had fun with the episode. I had fun with the chapter. I had fun with the discussion. I had fun telling y'all what's coming up. I really hope that I will see you down in the comments. Share your thoughts on the episode, the chapter, all the announcements I made here, everything. Let me know what you think. Other than that, I hope that you'll be back next time. Catch y'all later. One Piece only. Ore wa naru.